conversation is a fucking back and forth. Oh my God.
I keep having to respond to things that y'all are saying.
What is pair bonding to you? You want to talk about pair bonding? Let's talk about it. I'm literally asking you for your perspective on it. So what is pair bonding to you?
This is crazy. Because then he said, I don't want to talk about pair bonding.
Also,
he's the one who brought it up. If you don't want to talk about it, why'd you bring it up?
Exactly. No, because he said he just wants to make a statement and not answer questions. Can you unmute, Nico? Do I have to send an unmute request?
And then he also said that he hasn't read any studies on it. So he doesn't actually understand where the pair bonding.
I know. I haven't even gotten there yet.
I know, right?
Nico, what is... Okay, let's just let him talk. Nico, what does pair bonding mean to you, please?
Well, so it goes into like a more of a social thing, right? It's to me, right? It's a long lasting type of effect that happens when two people are mating. You know, the kind of adds an extra little jazz to the situation. I mean, it's really hard to like truly explain it. Like even when I read the definition, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to actually explain it. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm having a hard time actually being able to break it down. I just feel that when two people have sex, that their bodies do connect, and that it does take a little bit of each other from each other. That's, you know, that basically is what I'm saying.
Okay, so I disagree with that. I don't leave a piece of me with anybody. I still am intact, right? Physically. Now, sometimes people stay emotionally connected with people because sometimes people go into, well, what are you talking about? Let's say in terms of pair bonding. Do you mean like every partner you're with? Do you mean within a relationship, like hookups, like what? Because earlier what you were saying was that you have like a greater connection when you are like emotionally connected to the person, right? But is that separate from the pair bonding thing?
That's actually, this is more on the lines of soul ties, not pair bonding. Also, if you can't explain something simply, it means you don't understand it yourself.
That's the other point I wanted to make. The fact that you can't explain it tells me that you probably shouldn't be talking about it because you don't even know what it is. And I'm not saying like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what it is that you're referring to because you can't even define it.
Well, so I really wasn't even trying to go into the pair bonding and all that realm. The main thing that I
brought it up.
Okay. Is there a retract? Am I allowed to retract the statement?
Sure, retract.
Okay. I retract.
So tell me why body count matters then.
Okay. I believe that body count matters due to the fact that a person who allows multiple people to have access to their body, to me, says a lot about themselves.
Like what?
Okay. So hang on a second. First of all, I want to say that's not a fact. That's your opinion.
Right. That's why I said it's a preference.
No, but you said the fact that, and I'm correcting that because that's not a fact. That's your opinion.
Well, that's the same thing as in you saying
it's
if
not
your
the
body
same thing.
count.
Fact and opinion are not the same thing because
So
the fact
is this a fact
objectively.
Is this a fact? Oh my Lord.
The fact that and then you continued with something that's your opinion. I'm just correcting that, right? It's not a fact, it's your opinion. So the other, and then you said that somebody who gives or allows people or gives themselves, again, I have an issue with that language, but that's fine. That's the way you see sex, that you're giving yourself to somebody. So then you're going to judge the person based on their body count. You're ascribing characteristics to them based on them having sex before they met you, or is it like just casual sex that you judge, or is it like what is it about them?
So I believe that women are easily able to get sex. They can be super ugly, super beautiful, super fat, super this, and they are easily able to get access to sex. It is like, and so I believe that women have a lock, right? And if multiple men are
Oh my
able
God.
to
Okay,
unlock
hang
the
on.
lock,
Whoa. You're jumping from one thing to another.
It's
And
like
all of
red
these,
pill
it's,
speed dial.
yeah, he's like red pill, like it's all of the red pill talking points one after the other. Like,
how
let's
did I
break
say
this
anything
down.
crazy just now?
You sound so fucking misogynistic right now. Like, it's wild. You're throwing them all out there. It's women, the lock and key, the like,
Pair
and this,
bonding.
the
He's also saying that women
bonding.
get it so easy, and it's probably because the men are easy.
Well, no,
Exactly.
Yeah, let's
women
explore
sleep.
that.
Nico, I want you to understand that for every one offer you get to have sex with a woman has at least 5 more than you.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
he knows that.
actually, women have a lot more self-control than you do. Second, pair bonding and whatever the fuck the other one was, is done about animals. Every single study is on animals, not humans. Please do your research.
Yeah, pair bonding is a study that was made with birds. It has
You know
nothing
what's
to do with
crazy
human
is that we
sexuality.
I'm sorry, Diane. We understand pair bonding a lot better than this guy does. Pair bonding has nothing to do with you leave part of yourself with somebody. The whole thing behind when people bring up pair bonding and the studies that have been done on the animals is that they mate for life and they can't bond with anyone after that mate. Like if they're like with swans, if the swan dies, they're not going to move to another swan. They're going to just be alone until they die because their mate that they had for life is now gone. That is not applicable to humans. We are not monogamous by nature.
Do you understand that, Nico, about the pair bonding thing? Like that, you should actually go find the study and actually read it. Because I guarantee you it's not saying what you think it says. It's not even about humans. So let's move on to the other stuff you were saying. So we'll bypass the fact that you think this is just for women and just the men. This argument about women
No, I didn't say that. It was just I was
the
giving an
argument.
example.
Hang on a bit. The argument about women have it easier than men. Then you went to the lock and key. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Women have more access to sex, you think. I don't even know where that comes from. Do you think that I should be able to just walk out in the street and just like hit up any man and have sex? Like, is that what you think? Is that in your mind what's happening?
So just so you know that it's like 1 in 3 men don't even have sex in a whole year. Whole year.
Okay, we don't care.
Is that a
Why are we supposed
statistic?
to?
Is that like
that's a statistic. You can look it up.
Statistic.
Okay,
You
why
can
don't you
look it
tell me
up.
where to find that?
Right now. I have
Google
my
it.
phone right in front of me.
No, I'm not going
That's all
to
you
Google
gotta
it.
do.
Why don't you tell
Google
me where
it.
to find it?
Dude, you made a claim. Now give back your claim. It's not. This is very logical
I
for us to
Very
ask
logical.
you to back your
Google
claim.
it. That's all you got to do.
No, I'm not
No,
going to Google
tell
it.
us
You
where
can
to
tell me
go.
where
Tell
to.
us
Says,
where it
prove
is.
me wrong. You need to come with the proof. So supply the proof.
Am I talking to Diane or like what's this? Everybody
you're
team?
talking
I'm not going to
You know how
everybody.
camels
These
work?
are.
Look, I have Google pulled up. Come on, tell me what
Okay,
to
go
Google.
ahead. So Google it.
Tell me what to fucking Google.
How often do males have sex in a year?
How often?
That's not even what you said. You said 1 in 3. That's not how many times a male has sex.
No, we're not doing this. Give us the name of the study that you got this information from and the website, so we could read exactly what you read. You need to back up your claim. You can't just come out here.
says she's gonna look it up.
You can't.
Hannah says she gonna look it up.
Look,
So.
this right here, it says on average around 53 times a year. So your one time a year is bullshit.
I didn't say 1 time a year. What? That's
You
not what I
said
said.
1 in 3 men don't even have sex in a year.
Correct.
So tell us where we can find this.
So hang on a second. Hang on a second, Ripple. Hang on. Let's put aside wherever that statistic. You pulled that out of your ass. Whatever. Go on. What is your point with that?
So I believe again that it like you keep wanting to say that it's an insecurity to have the preference that you would rather your lady not have slept with 100 different men, which then brings
there we
the
go. There's the
baggage.
number, Diane. It's 100.
Okay.
I'm just using a big number. Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that? I mean, we're not.
We've been waiting for that, so thank you for
Nico,
finally
I
answering
need you.
that.
Nico, I need you to focus on
It's
the
hard
question.
where I keep getting your people
You're
to
moving
keep.
around from one thing to another. You were talking about that women have more access to sex than men. Can you explain
I mean,
what that has to do with you caring about body count?
due to
Why does it?
that was the reason why I used the whole analogy of the key, right? Is that women literally have the key to sex, right? And
No, I don't, guys. I don't want to bring somebody
No,
who
because
did we bring up?
both
I
people
don't
have
know.
the
I
key.
didn't do that. I'm not sure who brought him up.
I didn't do anything, but no, because
Oh,
both
it's Steve. It's okay.
the men and women have to consent. So no, women do not hold the key.
Also, that's not even what the lock and key analogy is about.
Wait, hang
I
on a
swear
second.
this.
I don't even want to go to the lock and key thing, Nico. Because you're conflating two different things. What is this
I don't
thing
know,
you're
but
saying
people
about
are,
women have more? Hang
saying that
on,
they.
let me finish my fucking question. This is what annoys me because you're cutting me off,
Hey, look,
and I
you little
haven't
old
even
bitch. You gonna
finished
get.
I can't hear you when I'm
Can we?
talking, and
I
I'm
dropped him.
trying to listen to what you're saying. Is he gone?
No, I dropped him. He's sitting there calling you old bitch and this, that, and the other. No, we're not.
Oh, see, I didn't even hear that because he was talking over me. Okay.
Yeah, he started to crash out. For real, for
Yeah,
real.
he started to crash out because he couldn't explain, and I'm literally just asking you to explain the things you're saying.
They can't explain because they don't even know where they're coming from, because they're just
exactly
reverberating what they're hearing on their stupid little red pill podcasts.
100%. Everything that he said was buzzwords from Red Pill. Everything, and he had no understanding of any of it. He was just jumping from one to the next. The lock and key, the pair bonding. Women have more opportunities. This is literally Red Pill 101, and it's just all buzzwords with no thought, nothing going on in that brain of his about it.
I didn't even get to the lock and key. I was going to take that apart too.
He was saying
whatever.
He was.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hannah. Hey, what did you want to say? You keep teacupping.
When you go off the app, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Let me see if I can fix that. One sec.
What is happening?
I think he's trying to get a study, and he's having to switch to the study screen instead of.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was earlier in the conversation, I think you had said something, Diane, about you when he had brought up, not most recently, but earlier on, he brought up something about the couple studies. You said that you guarantee that studies pertaining to past promiscuity or high body counts don't have any sort of impact on anything. There's actually quite a few studies, but it won't let me.
So give me the name of a study that says that body count matters.
We're looking for.
Hang on a minute. I'm going to say when we're talking about it mattering, it would matter for being in a relationship, right? Because that's the only
Also, I was going to say we're looking for peer-reviewed, non-religious sources because those are actual studies that have been done. Also, we understand that people bring us studies. We've read more studies than we ever imagined we would. So we know that people find these studies, but then they don't ever say what you think they say. So please make sure you've actually read it. Make sure you've actually. I see. Make sure you've actually read it. If you're going to come and try to bring us a study, if you have not read it, I promise you it does not say what you think it says, because every single one that we've been presented with has never said what people think it says.
Where'd they go?
He left.
He ran.
Oh, I guess they didn't have a study. Maybe they're going to go look for it. And I just opened up my laptop and everything.
I know, I pulled up my phone and everything. My other phone.
Yeah, common sense. It's called common sense. You don't need studies. Tell me you don't care about logic and facts. That's the whole point, right? You're making all of this up in your head, and it's not logical, it's not factual. And it's all based on insecurity and made up shit. Hi, JJC.
Hi, hello. Don't let the
I'm
cat
having
fool
a
you.
hard time hearing you.
Oh, and maybe I have to turn it up a little
No,
bit.
it's okay. I just boosted my
I
volume up.
apologize.
Do you think
I'm not here.
about?
Oh, no. I'm not here to argue with you at all. I'm a 40,
Okay.
going to be a 45-year-old, hardworking man that's been in and out of relationships very responsibly, by the way. You know, sorry, my cat's going nuts here. I've been with numerous partners. Every partner that I've been has been with numerous partners. We've all had our own emotional connections. We've all been jealous. I've been jealous. They've been jealous. When it all comes down to it, when I wrap my brain around it all, is all that shit really doesn't even matter as long as you have taken care of yourself. And, you know, if you don't, this other people have been talking about my preferences and this and that. Well, then you can go try to find somebody that has the same values as you. But when it comes down to it, as long as you find that one person that you connect with, it doesn't matter how many partners you've fucking been with, because life is so damn short. Enjoy the life you got left and love each other and hug each other as long as you can, because anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Yeah, and enjoy your life and enjoy your body consensually.
Exactly. It's all everybody's personal preference. If I want to be with 150 women and the women that I've been with wanted to be with 75 men or whatever, as long as you're being careful and we're honest with each other and you tell me that everything's safe, and we get, you know, sometimes people have freak out about, we all should be safe, obviously.
Yeah,
But as
you
long
can't
as
just trust that you can't just trust somebody's word on that either.
And I'm an honest person. If I hear somebody that's been, you know, I've been with 75 partners, and I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Have you been looked? We can go together. You know, that's fine. As long as you have a connection with somebody, that's the real ticket. The connection is the ticket.
So you have
Everything else.
I think it's weird to even discuss it, honestly.
But
It is.
you,
Because here's the thing about you. You're right about that, by the way. Very intuitive woman you are, because everything that's happened before, yeah, we can learn from it, but it's already happened. If you dwell on something that's happened that you can't change or fix, why the fuck am I even worrying about it? Because it's already gone. Let me worry about tomorrow. Let me worry about the next day, because it's already happened. I mean, I can't do anything to change it. So
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah, exactly. And it really shouldn't affect you. It doesn't affect your body. It
No.
only affects you if you let it affect you, which again is insecurity.
Mentally. That's your own issue. That's your own mental problem. If you let that something that you're dwelling on, which it's basically insignificant, really, because there's a lot of other things to worry about in life. If you're worried about something that's happened before, it's already gone and passed away with. If you meet somebody that you really connect with and they connect with you, what does that even matter? It doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's all I had to say. I wasn't here to argue with you, ladies. I 100% agree with you. I don't understand somebody's like you were saying. It's an insecurity problem. I couldn't understand, like this one guy that earlier he said, if it was a 0 body count, that'd be awesome. Like, what the hell are you talking
And
about?
do you notice he couldn't even explain why he felt that way?
Well, no, he just had talking points. The reason he feels that way is just his own problem. Here's the thing with what I think about a 0 body count. Are you kidding me? You're going to deal with somebody that has first of all, has never experienced anything emotionally like that, has never experienced an emotional love in her life to make her feel that way. And you're going to be that guy. Are you willing to take her emotion for the rest of your life on your brain? Like, do you want that responsibility?
What?
And that's what they, well, yeah, I don't know about the emotion thing, but that they want.
Not an emotion thing. I apologize.
People-
I didn't mean to say it like that. Okay, let me, okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry.
Here
Before
we
you
go.
get it. Okay, let her go. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish,
No,
finish
it's okay.
rephrasing
I think
it.
I know.
I wanted to
I
hear
think
what you had to say.
What I wanted to
I
say
think I know
was, as a man that wants to accept somebody that they think that's like a virgin that's going to be amazing, you want somebody that's emotionally ready for something that you're willing to deal with, right? You don't want somebody that you're going to like, oh God, you know what? I'm digging myself
I
in a
think
deeper
no,
hole.
I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying
What I'm saying is I want the woman to
that
be emotionally ready. I want
being
her to be
somebody's
emotionally, yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
being somebody's first is a responsibility. I think is what you're
Not
saying.
more or less a responsibility. Yes, well, not a responsibility. As some people always think that. Oh, I remember my first. I still thinking about it today. But what I'm saying is, she had many partners before me. She was 9 deep when I was, and I freaked about that when I was younger. You know, when I was 18. Whoa, oh my God! But she was very experienced, and now I think about it, it's just like you don't want to. You want somebody else to be emotionally experienced as well before you dive into something like that. That's what I think. I think two people should get together, both being experienced. It helps in that fashion, as opposed to being like a veteran. Like this guy's like 40 something. Let's say he dates a 21-year-old that's never had, you know what I mean? It's just like, that doesn't mathematically work with me. You got to be emotionally mature on both ends. And I think that's what creates a healthy relationship, especially when you communicate well.
When you were freaking out about her 9 body count when you were younger, would you say that that was because of insecurity?
Totally insecure.
Yeah.
I was like 17 or 18, and then I even went through the factor of, oh my God, that guy might have been bigger than me. And then you get into that thing. Oh my God, she's had somebody. Then you picture in your mind, oh,
The
she
fear
was
of
doing this
comparison.
when, yeah. Then you start thinking like, oh my God, she was looking this way when I do it, and she was probably doing it better with it. You know, it was my own insecurities that made me do that. If I didn't think about any of that, oh my God, we'd
Yeah, you could
probably
have
be
just
married
enjoyed
right now.
yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what's funny is actually we talked 10 years later, 15 years later, and we hugged each other. It was amazing. We probably would actually be married if I didn't fuck it up.
Right.
So anyway, I appreciate you having me on. I apologize for the cursing. I agree with you guys. I think it's all in our heads, and I think everybody should just let be bygones be bygones. As long as you're safe, enjoy your bodies and enjoy your relationship, because you only get one time
Yeah.
on this earth. So let's do it.
And focus on the present, right? Focus on who somebody is now. Yeah.
Somebody that
Thank
means
you,
very
JJ.
much to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming
Have
on,
a good
JJ.
one. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Okay. I'll bring somebody else up. I guess Hannah left. Bye, Hannah.
No, we're not religious, Michael.
Hello, my girl.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not sure if you want to go where I'm thinking about going here, but I think that when we have these conversations, there's an important factor that gets left out of it sometimes, and it's that when people go through trauma, certain type of trauma, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying here. They can have 2 responses, especially when they're young. They can go one way, which is, complete shutdown, frigidity, or they can get very promiscuous.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wonder if these men ever consider that that might be maybe affecting somebody's body count. And, like, let's say somebody goes through this phase after dealing with this trauma, racks up a bunch of numbers, and then goes to therapy, gets healed, and then meets her dream man. And she tells him, hey, yeah, I've been with X amount of guys, which some of them think 3 is too much. I mean, like, would that make a difference to them?
No, we hear them say often that they think that they don't connect the trauma part needing healing. They think them having multiple sexual partners is the trauma. And I'm like, that's not, that is a symptom of the trauma. Obviously not for everyone who has multiple sexual partners, or a lot of sexual partners, excuse me. Obviously that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying specifically for those women that you're talking about, or men and women, who go through that type of trauma and then resort to hypersexuality to cope with it. Oh, I lost my thought there, Diane. Sorry.
That's okay.
I lost it.
And somebody in the comments just said, I'm not here to fix you. I'm not asking anybody to fix me. And most women aren't either. What I'm saying is for these men, you know,
No,
if you're
they just
woman-
didn't. They just didn't understand. They just didn't understand what you're saying because they're not very intelligent, Michael. That's all it is. So what Ripple was saying is that they think that having the sex is causing the trauma, instead of somebody who had trauma might have used sex as a coping mechanism, or as like a medication, right?
Yeah.
So they're looking at it like having the sex, because I guess they're having traumatic sex. I don't know, but that's the thing. They think that having the sex is the trauma, and they seem to think that people can't heal or grow or change or do any different. And I don't even think that I don't like talking about growth and change, because I don't think that having sex is something you have to grow out of or change from. But when people are doing anything from a place of trauma, you can heal that trauma and change the behavior. But these people think that that's not possible. You can't change. And therefore, if you have had, you know, a lot of sex, whatever that is, like you said, some people think it's like more than one, right? Some people think one is a high body count. Some people would think it's 100. Like it's not a real thing. It's a made up concept. That's why it's so subjective, and there's no objective number. But they think that they make assumptions and they make up stories in their head about why that number exists. And that's the issue. And all of that is based on insecurity.
Yep. And I was just going to say, instead of blaming the woman or shaming the woman, think about why it bothers you. You know, that you didn't know her, you didn't live with her, you didn't even know who she was until today. And all of a sudden, something she did in the past, does her past cars bother you? If she had a car that you didn't like, does that bother you? I mean, it's just very bizarre.
I heard a guy once literally say that if the woman had sex before she met him, she was disrespecting him.
Yeah, I think I was there for that, or I've heard it. We've heard it before, definitely multiple times.
How crazy! I had somebody say that to me. Like, how crazy do you have to be to think that you were disrespected by somebody who didn't even know you?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they care about a woman's trauma and her hypersexuality being a way to cope with that. They just think that someone who has multiple partners, or excuse me, a lot of sexual partners before they met them, regardless of whether it was just because they were exploring their sexuality or it was a coping mechanism from previous trauma, they don't care. They just think that if you have a high body count, it's gross. They are disgusted by it. They call us names and slurs. And it's just controlling and manipulative. They couldn't control your sexuality, then they're going to, belittle you and degrade you. Which, in all honesty, I mean, then stay a virgin, guys. You guys should never have sex if you think it's so disgusting, and you don't want a partner who enjoys sex. I personally do. So if someone has had sex before me, that's fine with me, because I would hope that we will have great sex together as well. Like, I'm not saying experience equals skill by any means. I'm just saying that if someone's had sex before me, that's fine with me, because I do want to have sex in my relationship.
Well, and show me one man that doesn't enjoy having a casual fling with a woman that enjoys having sex and being free and, uninhibited. Tell me one person who hasn't done that.
Oh, I mean, there are people who don't, right? Like there are people who haven't and don't. We can't speak in absolutes, but they certainly don't mind adding to the body count.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
They don't think that they're better.
Yeah. Because they know that they devalue women.
Then they've said it.
Yeah. They devalue women. So if you think that a woman who's been with a lot of men has lost value because of the men she's been with, then it's the men that are reducing her value. So you have negative value to be removing value from a woman. Like, you're talking about yourself and you're shitting on yourself when you say that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you have something else, my girl? I totally appreciate you, but I want to have these conversations with these.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I appreciate you letting me up and talking about that, because I think it's important. And I do think that most men won't get that, but maybe if it touches their life in some way, they'll understand.
So I do want to mention something, and that I'm not running her prompt here, but I think what's really interesting. Have you ever heard of Canada's dating coach, Chantal Hyde?
No.
No? So she's wonderful. And like, I know Ripple and Floral through her lives. And anyway, she goes lives Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. She's a dating coach who niches in relationships. And so this is kind of where I started hearing about body count. And she runs a prompt that body count doesn't matter, but within like a dating methodology. And she basically teaching primarily, well, she talks to both men and women, but primarily women, about like staying safe. And if somebody asks you your body count, you just block and delete them. You don't answer. There's always something like toxic about caring about body count, right? It's based in insecurity or religious indoctrination or manipulation or control or blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the point of me bringing this up is she makes a difference between men and guys, which she calls guys, and women and girls. And it's basically a difference in maturity, right? And other things. But so instead of calling, instead of lumping everybody into the same category, we differentiate men from guys. And so the short-term thinking, insecure men, guys, males are guys. And the long-term thinkers, the confident ones, they're men. So it's just kind of like helps you differentiate them so that you, in your life, if you're looking for a man, can focus on looking for a man and just be able to see the red flags of who's like a guy better. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I will say this. I am in my 50s. And I was engaged to my children's father, but we never got married. And so I've dated a lot in my life because that's all I've done is date. I haven't been married for a long period of time. And I have never had anybody ask me this question.
Me either.
So that's telling too, I think, to the red pill.
No one's ever asked me. I've never asked. I've never cared. I've lived a whole life. I've never kept track. I don't know what my count. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know mine either.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, you can live your whole life without knowing somebody's body count. Isn't that crazy? I just meet people and get to know them without asking them their body count. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, and that's how I think we should approach our relationships. Just let the person show you who they are. Where you meet them, and, let it develop organically. You don't have to put a bunch of constraints on everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Are you still dating?
I'm not right now. I kind of took a break. I had a friend.
But you're single.
Yes, I had a friend for 5 years, and we just parted ways about a year ago. But yeah, so I'm not really looking right now. I'm like getting some new hobbies, golf, and my job's been changing a lot lately. So I'm not worried about it right now because honestly, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, live your life, enjoy your life. Come and check her out though. You like it's fun. It's
Okay,
interesting
I
and you'll
will.
learn a lot. And it's very, very empowering. Very empowering.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
yeah, you're welcome. So look up Canada's dating coach.
Okay, I
You'll
will.
find her. Okay.
Thanks, ladies.
And if you follow me, then you'll end up there someday because I go on her panel often.
Okay.
Ripple and I both go on her panel often.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming up. Okay, I'll bring somebody up. I love the freedom of not paying attention to the chat.
Yeah.
You muted Seeker of Knowledge. She's in the request. Should
Yeah,
I?
they were spamming the chat. They were just spamming the chat, so I muted them. I don't care if they come up, but it was too much. It was just all caps spamming the chat with long, like a
Saying
paragraph.
what?
The reason no one asked you your body count is because you're not wife material.
Oh, okay. I'm just not gonna bother with him then. Okay. I'm just grabbing. For anybody who's like pressed about coming up on the panel, I have no idea who showed up first. I'm just grabbing whoever randomly.
And they're not loading in.
No.
Am I in Eastern time? What time is it for you?
9:56.
Yeah, I'm on the Eastern time now.
Okay, I'm gonna drop them. D-bands, you're not loading.
Same, my girl. First of all, I've never had a boyfriend. I've used men for sex occasionally in my life, but no one has ever asked me my body count. But two of those men proposed to me. So, yeah, these guys are weird.
Hey, Micah.
Hello.
Welcome. What would you like to say? Well, first of all, do you think body count matters?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, and honestly, I don't think I'm insecure. I'm just afraid that I'm gonna come across her past boyfriends. I mean,
Well, that's an insecurity. If you say you're afraid, that's literally an insecurity.
I want to finish. I'm afraid I'm gonna across her past boyfriends bragging about how much they tapped and if you know what I mean.
That's an insecurity.
So that's an insecurity.
I feel like it's even worse since some are virgins. So,
but it's an insecurity.
I mean, how am I supposed to deal with that?
Well, you can you can do some therapy. You can do some other kinds of healing work. You're in your head about it. I can even help you. I do energy healing work. I could even help you. Not on this live, but it's literally just an insecurity from things that you're making up in your head. Did you hear the other guy that was here earlier who was saying how when he was younger, he would he would think about oh, she's going to compare me to them and, am I as big as them or not? All of these stories, made up things in your head. That's an insecurity.
I mean, I am kind of concerned about that too, I mean.
Yeah, so that's insecure because if you were confident in who you are, you wouldn't worry about it. And the thing is, everybody compares everybody. Don't you meet people and just naturally compare them on other people you've known in your life? It's just a natural, thank you, Michael. It's just a natural thing to do, right? To compare people. But I don't start a friendship and think, oh my God, this person's going to compare me to other friends.
Yeah, I was going to say too that the problem is that you're making up stories in your head. It's not even you're living in the fear of your own imagination. So as far as the insecurity, you could do things to boost your confidence and what was I about to say? Your confidence and self-worth, but staying grounded, meditating, staying grounded in reality would help you to stop living in your imagination.
It's really about building up your own self-confidence and your self-esteem.
Self-esteem, that's the word I was trying to say. Thank you.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah, don't know what else to tell you, my guy. Like we can't make you not live in your imagination, but we can help you to
Come
just
back and
tell
see
you, like,
me. Come back and see me this week. So this is a one-off for me, like these Friday night lives, just because I find this topic interesting. But I do healing work Sunday through Thursday evening, starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So if
Is
you
it?
come and see me, like Sunday, I'm doing something special. But if you come and see me, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday this week, I will actually literally help you unpack this.
At what time?
8:30 p.m. Eastern. Like right now for me, it's 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern.
Oh, so
What time? What time is it for you right now?
it's 9 o'clock.
Okay, so you're an hour behind me. So I start at 7:30 p.m. your time.
So 7:30 p.m.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's when I start. So follow me and come